Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video, for our 3,000 subscriber special, as you can tell I'm a little bit late on that, I wanted to do a spiritual successor, a sequel of sorts, for my most popular video on this channel. At this point, I think it's at like 140,000 views, which is absolutely insane. I never thought I would get a video that would get that big at this point in my content creation career. Your support on that video is absolutely insane, and I thought a few of you guys gave me the suggestion for this video, and it is, I'm going to be going through some of the most famous post-apocalyptic worlds out of movies and TV shows. Now, I didn't do all of them because the sheer amount of zombie movies that have been made honestly deserve its own video. I have chosen everything from The Walking Dead to WALL-E to The Last of Us TV show to The Happening. That's the one where the plants make everybody Control-Alt-Delete themselves. Okay? I'm taking all of those worlds, putting them into a tier list, from D tier being, I'm probably going to survive and I might actually even flourish, to S tier being, I am absolutely cooked within the first day of this post-apocalyptic world. You guys already know the rules. You guys have been here for a while. I don't want to have a super crazy long intro. I just want to make this video as a treat to you guys for your continued support. As far as goals for this video, honestly, 5,000 subscribers. I promise I'll catch us all up for. I'll make something special for the 5K subscriber special. With that all out of the way, let's get started with The Walking Dead. Listen, I make bits on The Walking Dead just about every video that I talk about it. I have talked about Walking Dead. I think I've talked about this franchise more than I've talked about any other franchise on this channel. I said it once, I said it twice, and now I'll say it a third time. The Walking Dead is the easiest zombie apocalypse. It might be even the easiest apocalypse in the entirety of fiction. It is embarrassing that this television show is trying to tell you that humanity, Americans, got wiped out by a virus that basically turned people into meat pudding. When I mean meat pudding, I really do mean that, dude. This is basically walking roadkill. Everything, brother, Carol, okay? A less than 150-pound woman is packing up hundreds of these things, okay? Like, brother, people will go into my comment section being like, I am an asthmatic, anorexic man that lost his foot in a car accident, and I think I would survive this. Yes, you would, Jerry. You would get this one done. I don't care what medical problems you would have. You would survive this, okay? Do I need to explain to you? They're like, it's even like Americans, okay, brother? We have enough weapons in this country. We could give every single citizen a full Call of Duty loadout. We would get the entirety of the Walking Dead apocalypse done within a 3-day weekend. I've already said that, but I'll go even farther with it. I know somebody said, well, that's not the problem with the Walking Dead virus. No. The fact is it's airborne and everybody's infected. Brother, okay, do you have any idea how expensive funerals are in America? The life insurance policy that you get after a loved one dies, for the most part, is basically just meant to pay for the funeral. We have coffins that are worth upwards of $40,000. The fuck do I need the Corvette of a coffin? Anybody who tries to sell you on a $40,000 coffin is automatically taking the short bus to hell. How? But that's a completely different video. Oh, when you die, you turn into a zombie. Brother, you just incinerate me. You don't have to pay for a funeral. I bet people would welcome it, actually. You don't have to pay for funerals anymore, plus you can have one last 1v1 with your best bro? Yeah, why not? D tier. Was this really even a discussion? Walking Dead is the easiest apocalypse of all time, and I just put it on here just to meme on it a little bit. D tier. Easy, bro. I Am Legend. The movie. I'm not actually calling myself Legend. No, I Am Legend was a pretty popular movie in like the early to mid 2000s. It stars Will Smith with a good boy, a little German Shepherd that died, and I still sometimes whenever I watch the movie I just get sad. I'm a dog person, bro. So when I see a dog get done dirty in Apocalypse, it does something to me. So but in all seriousness though, I Am Legend is yeah, fuck this, bro. It is a super-powered zombies. The reason I do air quotes zombies is in the book, they're actually vampires, more like, and they're hyper-intelligent. in the movie, they're just normal intelligent, but they have superpowers. They run faster than your car, they're hyper durable, they have super strength. They only come out at night because the sun burns them. They can infect dogs and domesticate them to attack you. The only reason that Dr. Jekyll, I don't even remember what his name is. I know it's something like Jekyll and Hyde. The only reason that he's still alive is because he has an immunity and kind of has superpowers in and of himself. Looking back on it, it is kind of a weird movie, and also they're getting a sequel because they're going to go off the alternate ending in the movie, which has to be a new thing for me. Hey, I know we ended this franchise, but hey, let's get them a free-to-play game, and let's go off the alternate ending because Will Smith wants to resurrect his career after smacking Chris Brown. Wild situation right there. As far as the apocalypse, dude, like, what am I supposed to do? Okay, do I just not go out at night? I mean, like, I already don't do that. I'm a pretty hermit type of individual. I'm not gonna 1v1 one of these zombies. Even in an armored car, they're still gonna do me in. And they're smart, bro. They can triangulate attacks. They build booby traps. S tier difficult. I ain't surviving that shit. Yeah, well, that's not even a question. Like, anybody who thinks they're surviving I Am Legend, like, actually, I'm gonna move it down to A tier for one reason. The reason that they're trying to take him out is because he's actively experimenting. Like, imagine I Am Legend from the zombies' point of view. You're just vibing, right? You're vibing with your honey over there. Every time that you try to talk to her, she's just... Like, well, we aren't really having a discussion, but she is into you. You can sense the vibe here. And then, fucking Will Smith captures her in a booby trap, and you're like, yo, what happened? And then, after like a week, they drop her off, and she's all scorched and shit because bro was experimenting on her, and you're thinking to yourself, bro, I had some game on that. Why are you taking my girl? And then you just think to yourself, you know what, fine, I'm gonna set some traps for him. Oh, he has a dog? Yeah, we're gonna get his dog too. Domesticate your own dogs, and you send him against his dog. You're just waiting on daylight to break. And then, boom, he has his own little family that Will Smith has, and then you send your whole crew to get him. Like, you just don't F with the zombies, okay? Like, I'm sure we can find some common ground if I don't get infected, but even if I am infected, yeah, I would slap Will Smith too. A tier, bro. Actually, not, yeah, A tier, I think that's valid. Quiet Place. Listen, I like The Quiet Place, I really do. There's just a few problems here. So let me get this straight. So there was a waterfall that you could get to. I understand it was a couple days journey, but like there's a waterfall that you can scream at that you just decided not to build your little base around. Like, I think that'd be kind of strange. Like, I don't know about you, but if we're doing this for over a year, why would I not try to build something against the alien or death angel proof place? That's all I'm saying. Like, that seems a little weird to me. As far as an apocalypse, though, pretty beautiful out. Like, it's a pretty beautiful place, and yes, that's going to be a factor here, because, there are some apocalypses that are just ugly. This is not one of them. Pretty scenic place. Everything's kind of overgrown. You don't have to wear shoes outside. You get to walk on sand. All you gotta do is just not get your wife pregnant. Brother, how could you not keep it in your pants, bro? Come on. Like, you got these sound-seeking, meat-seeking missiles over here that one-shot everything that has a pulse. And you know what you thought to yourself? You know what? I'm gonna have a baby in this. Brother, I understand one of your kids got murked. We ain't replacing them that quickly. I mean, like, there is another problem I have with The Quiet Place. The fact that they found the frequency to kill the Death Angels, and it kind of just nullifies them. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. I feel like if The Quiet Place happened, we'd be able to take care of it pretty good. Now, I am looking forward to The Quiet Place movie that is coming out. I think it's Quiet Place Day 1, and maybe that'll make this a little bit more difficult. But, like, you're telling me, with all the billions of dollars we put into our military, we couldn't figure out that, yeah, the sound-seeking missiles are also really sensitive to certain frequencies of sound that are in certain hearing aids. You're telling me we couldn't figure that out? Brother, I'm gonna tell you this right now. We, as American as we are, okay, we would get a whole fighter plane, right? We would strap speakers to it, and we would play the Star-Spangled Banner, but replace all the frequencies with the frequencies that make the Death Angels' heads explode. And then we would give every American a weapon to take care of it themselves. Because, fuck that. It's America. In all seriousness now, if we do get to this point, it's an A tier, dude. Like, I could reason with the zombies. You can't reason with that. Like, at the end of the day, brother, I got 2 dogs, and they're 2 little yippy motherfuckers. And, if they bark at a mailman because he so much as steps on our turf, if this thing walks into our yard, brother, I'm instantly cooked. I'm going to say A tier on here. I would have to lose my dogs, but I think it'd be a pretty peaceful existence otherwise. World War Z. Controversial opinion, okay? World War Z is a pretty interesting one because they're running zombies, but, like, I didn't really like the idea that they couldn't see you if you had cancer. Like, it's interesting, and I feel like I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest with you. It's just a weird zombie thing. I have to get cancer for them not to like me? I'm just not tasty anymore? And what do they eat? Do they eat people? Like, it's not like The Walking Dead, where they'll gorge on the nearest dead raccoon. No. These things are just, like, ants running at a whole arm of, like, a slew of humans. Like, in all honesty, it actually makes me want to redo this a little bit. Like, I'm going to move A Quiet Place actually down to a B+, so I can move a World War Z up a little bit, because the World War Z, don't get me wrong, if you're in a population center, you are severely cooked. If you're out in the wood, even then, bro. Like, yeah, I might be cooked, actually. The more I think about it, the worse that it gets. I am going to I can't reason with the zombies on this one. I'm going to put this one as our first S tier, actually. In terms, like, I would have to rely on the American government to get this one done, which I never really want to do. But, yeah, I'm not going to be able to pack that up on my own. Speaking of packing up, let's talk about Mad Max. I went down a whole rabbit hole trying to figure out what the hell's going on in Mad Max because it doesn't make any sense to me. And it's because I am a filthy American. So, you ever watch Mad Max and you're like, oh, it's a nuclear war, right? Not exactly. So, Mad Max, when it originally started, it was actually because the world ran out of crude oil. That's the apocalypse, dude. And where Mad Max takes place is not America, despite all of, like, the American-looking vehicles and all that. Actually, a pretty good takeaway is the fact that not a lot of people have guns. I don't care where we're at in the apocalypse. Americans will always be strapped. This takes place in Australia. In the outback. Why does that make so much sense, brother? I like you Australians, though. Like, you lost a war to birds, so I would understand why you guys, when the apocalypse happens, you immediately turn to basically wearing leather bondage and sweating your balls off in the middle of the outback. But, like, what a weird apocalypse, the more I think about it, dude. Like, I used to watch it and be like, bro, this is so badass. And then I'm thinking to myself, like, so let me get this straight. We had a shortage on crude oil, and we immediately went into wearing leather straps, and basically, everybody's inbred. Like, that's another thing. Why are there so many inbreds? Why is everybody looking like a walking cancer growth? Like, and then they're like, oh, well, there was nuclear bombs that happened. It's like, yeah, but, like, not really, though. Like, it kind of happened. Like, there was some nuclear exchanges, but it wasn't like the entire world went to shit. Like, no. It was kind of like, yeah, we ran out of oil and we launched some nuclear bombs. Cool. Okay. But why is everybody inbred, though? Like, this is a bad look for Australia, bro. Like, let me get this straight. The moment the oil runs out, you're like, my cousin's looking pretty good right about now. Like, is that what Mad Max is trying to tell me? The moment the world goes to shit, you're like, okay, you know what? Brothers and sisters, green light. And we're going to be wearing leather in the outback. What a weird apocalypse, though. But however, like, every time I watch it, like, it looks beautiful. But I'm going to be real with you, dude. I'm a Michigan boy. I can survive the cold. I don't have a problem with cold weather. I also like water. I hate the desert, okay? I'm basically Anakin. Sand. I hate sand, brother. Like, I'll run up a sand dune. I'm not over here gonna be like, woo! This is my life from now on. Like, it looks cool. Like, I played the Mad Max video game. It's a pretty cool looking world. But at the same time, brother, Mad Max sucks. In terms of like, bro, like I chose this picture because I guarantee you what would happen is I would be strapped to the hood of a car of an inbred named Hibachi. Okay? I would be the hood ornament of Hibachi. And he's over here, he probably has like a third arm growing out of his like trapezoid. And yeah, I'm cooked, bro. A tier terms of difficulty. Like, I don't even know what's going on. How did we get so crazy all of a sudden? Like, how long has it been? Come to find out, it's only been like 50 years. Like, in 50 years, we went from being like, oh yes, how you doing, Joe? How you doing, brother? You going out to the outback, down under? And then we're like, no. Inbred. Chris Hemsworth wearing leather. We got riled real quick, that's all I'm saying. A tier, brother. It was so crazy. Next up, Planet of the Apes. Now, this one's going to be my sleeper pick because... You notice how I said post-apocalypse? I don't actually have to survive the initial apocalypse. If I get done in the Planet of the Apes world, I'm getting done in by the plague that happened. Also, the Ape trilogy is better than the Star Wars trilogy. The sequel trilogy. I will die on that hill. Apes have done... Like, let me just say this really quick. This is a quick 30-second glaze session. The Ape trilogy is one of the most underrated trilogies in cinema. The fact that they've been able to make me give a shit about an ape named Caesar and the mythology of Caesar's lineage is absolutely insane. Like, it's like how Star Wars came and went out of nowhere. And everybody's like, oh, well, the Transformers trilogy wasn't that bad, wasn't that good. Brother, it was all we had for a while. Apes is the same thing, but everybody disrespects it. I'm going to put some respect on its name. It's better than the sequel trilogy of Star Wars. Yeah. I really love these movies. In terms of surviving the apocalypse, if I get out of the plague, okay, which killed 90% of people, and I don't become a vegetable, and even then if I become a vegetable, bro, like, try not to get canceled. It seems like a peaceful existence, that's all I'm saying, okay? Like, you ever... Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna drop that bit right now. It might be a happier life when I'm basically a walking potato. But if I survive all that, like, I feel like I could reason with the apes a little bit. Like, I understand, okay? I ain't winning against a chimp. A chimp will do me dirty. A gorilla will do me dirty. Maybe... No, I'm not gonna win against that. Like, Chimp's gonna do me in. I'm aware of that. But, like, why is every human outside of, like, 2 complete assholes, bro? Like, War of the Planet of the Apes is such a good movie, but every single human is a dick. Like, I would be over here like, bro, I'm following Caesar. Caesar's kind of dope, dude. He's cold over there. He's over there walking like, let my people go. Also, War of the Planet of the Apes is basically Prince of Egypt, but with chimps. Like, that's another thing. I'm just gonna bring it up. War of the Planet of the Apes is basically Moses. Like, it really is if you think about it. But in terms of surviving it, brother, it's a beautiful world. That's going to be a factor. I think I could reason with the apes. I really do. Like, and if I don't, what's going to happen? They're going to kill me? Okay. What do you think is going to happen in A Quiet Place? You think you're going to reason with the Death Angels? What do you think is going to happen in Mad Max? You're going to be a hood ornament to the inbred, the inbred Appalachian pussin'? I don't even know what's behind me. Like, at least I can reason with Caesar over here. In worst case scenario, I die. Yeah. C tier. Nah. Yeah, C tier. It's more difficult than The Walking Dead because I think I could Brother, yeah, I could 1v1 a walker. I'm not 1v1ing Caesar over here. Cold motherfucker. Next up, The Last of Us TV show. That's another one. I've talked about The Last of Us a lot on this channel. Roll the audio. Yeah, that's really the biggest thing that I'm worried about, just the clickers. Like, the clickers, the runners, and I'll just say it right now, like, I don't know if the TV show buffed them or nerfed them. Like, actually, I don't understand. You can't convey emotion through a mask. What the fuck do you think the Master Chief is? What do you think Snake Eyes? You're telling me you can't convey emotion through a mask even though we've seen it 1,000 times? That's wild, dude. That's actually the reason why they didn't want to do Airborne in the TV show. It wasn't because they wanted to nerf it. No, they made it so if you step on a mushroom, it signals all the zombies, which is dumb. Like, it really is, it is kind of dumb if you just think about it. I don't know if that buffs them or makes it easier. Like, I really don't, because if that happened in, like, real life, the only reason it took out most of America is because it was airborne. If it's not airborne, I really do think we could pack up these zombies. Like, oh, the clickers? Get a bigger gun! Like, simple as that, dude. Like, I really do believe the TV show nerfed the zombies a little bit. And honestly, that might lose it out. That's not going to be an S tier. Will it be an A tier, though? Controversial opinion. I'm going to put it in a B+. It's slightly more difficult than The Quiet Place, but, like, I'm going to live in basic... I'm living in this little government sanctioned safe zone, dude. Like, I really do think I'm going to be able to do it. A little known one, Oblivion, starring Tom Cruise, the Scientologist. So, Oblivion takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where an alien AI is able to take over all of Earth, and it clones a bunch of Tom Cruises and the other lady that he was with, and all of humanity pretty much gets wiped out. I wanted to choose something different because I do think it is kind of interesting for a, holy shit, I forgot to put Terminator. Okay, there will be a slight cut in this video so I could put Terminator in because Terminator does this, but better. But I will do a speed review of this one. The cool thing about this is it comes from space, okay, automatically. So it's an alien AI that takes over the entirety of the world and clones an army of Tom Cruises to take us out. But here's the problem. Tom Cruise is a manlet. I personally think I could I would destroy Tom Cruise in a 1v1. But the technology that they're hitting us is, I do like the twist that they're like, oh yes, the world is uninhabited and there's these creatures that live underground. It turns out the creatures is just Morgan Freeman and a bunch of other people. I like that twist. To me, that's a pretty cool twist. But other than that, like, it's just difficult for the sake of being difficult. It is an alien AI that I have to fight. Like, I might be cooked, but at the same time, like, somehow the humans won in the very end. We just gotta live under... I'm gonna put it in an A tier, I guess, but I mean, like, it is overall just a weird apocalypse. Like, you're telling me... So AI comes over here, and it's like, yeah, no, we have to safeguard humanity, and we're gonna dominate them, and they're like, let's clone an army of Tom Cruises. That's your reason? That's your... security squad, really? Like, why wouldn't you just clone an army of Jocko Willinks? Like, why not that? Why Tom Cruise of all people? But I don't know, that's just me. I'm gonna put it in an A tier, though. It's a cool movie, underrated. Morgan Freeman's pretty goated in it, and I do like Tom Cruise. Next up, 2012. I remember when this movie released, dude. Throw back to those days. I feel like from 2010 to 2016, those were like the years where everything felt right. I swear from 2017 on, things progressively got weirder and weirder. And then you had the great cough of 2020, and then we kind of ended up here. Dude, this is a side tangent, but I was like up last night, and I got hit with like this basically like this semi-truck of internalization, and I was like, bro, I graduated during the pandemic. Wild. And all the stuff that's happened since then is kind of crazy. But back to 2012. Dude, people just thought the world was going to end in 2012. I remember people legitimately thought. I heard a story of a dude who maxed out all of his credit cards, completely effed up his credit and like his finances for the rest of his life because he said, well, what's the government going to do? Collect my taxes after the world's ended? Yeah, no, it just looks like the American government just said, yeah, no, the world's not going to end. You got to pay your taxes still. So, as far as the apocalypse, I mean, like, literally the entirety of nature is effed up. Like, tsunamis, volcano eruptions, Mount Yellowstone erupted, which, if you actually look into Mount Yellowstone, it is kind of terrifying that could literally go off at any moment, and we're more or less kind of like, hopefully not yet. In terms of 2012, like, I'm cooked. Like, I really am. Like, I'm either gonna die in the initial, like, apocalypse, or I'm living on a boat. And even then, like, I know that they showed it off like, yeah, look how great it is. We're on a boat. Dude, that sounds like such a horrible living experience. You live on a boat with a ton of people that most likely, if things go bad, are gonna eat you. Why would you do that? Even the people in, like, Nepal are not safe. Like, I personally don't like it, but I mean, like, I guess it's survivable. I'll take 2012 over Mad Max, because at least I don't have to wear leather everywhere. But yeah, I'm gonna put this one probably... if I make it to the boat, I'll survive. I'll take War of the Planet of the Apes over 2012. Next up, The Happening. This was the movie starring Mark Wahlberg, M. Night Shyamalan movie. Also, isn't it kind of crazy that, like, for 10 years we were like, oh, it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie, and we just use that to excuse movies that are just objectively weird? Just because he made The Sixth Sense, we're all of a sudden like, hold up, let brother cook. I understand this movie is about plants that make everybody try to do a force quit game, but we gotta let him cook. Overall, pretty I think this is known as the worst M. Night Shyamalan movie ever, but it's kind of become like a cult classic because of how stupid it is. This is also the clip where Mark Wahlberg reasons with a eucalyptus plant and tells him, we're just going to be leaving. We'll be in and out. You don't have to do anything. Because the plants sub out a neurotoxin that makes everybody want to commit Control-Alt-Delete. I think you guys understand what I'm trying to say. The plants make everybody try to end themselves. Is it dumb? Yes. Is it a dumb movie? Yes. Is it so bad it's good? Yes. That is how I would describe this movie. I mean, like, what am I supposed to do? The plants literally kill you. No, the plants. S tier. Like, unironically, bro. What am I gonna do? Talk to a shrub? Bro, I ain't doing that. And, finally, for, like, the normal one, I gotta add one more because I forgot Terminator. We're gonna talk about WALL-E. The only reason that I included WALL-E is, if you actually look up post-apocalyptic movies, WALL-E's one of the first 5 that comes up, which is kind of funny. Also, underrated movie. WALL-E is a great Pixar movie. Probably, like, in my, like, top 5 of all time. In terms of human survivability, all you have to do is just not be on Earth. And even then, Earth isn't that bad. Like, yeah. Does it look trashy? Yeah. Does it look really bad? Yeah. Do plants grow? Yes. So I can make a comeback. That's really what we can do. And if I'm in the intergalactic ships that are going, basically space crews, like, the whole conflict with the movie is that the space crews was too comfortable that people didn't want to leave. It's not even a problem of we're barely going to survive. No. The problem is it's so cool to live up there that they don't want to go back. Like, it's not a problem in terms of being tough to difficult. Like, I'm going to put it in D tier purely because, like, what do you want me to say about it, dude? The Earth becomes trashy, so they make a space cruise. If I'm on the ship, I'll be fine. And if I'm on Earth during that whole thing, like, maybe, yeah, it'll be a trashy way of living. But, like, I could probably build a little hut, and WALL-E can be my little homeboy. And before you get into the theories that the fat people eat people, I mean, like, they probably do, but I mean, like, you do what you gotta do. The Walking Dead people ate dogs. That's a bad comparison to make. Cannibalism or eating dogs. Yeah, that's a rough comparison to make. But I'm a fat person in it. That's another rough comparison to make. WALL-E's D tier. I'm just going to end it off on that. There's going to be a weird cut because I got to put Terminator in here. All right, we're back. So, yeah, Terminator. I mean, you got to bring this one up, dude. Like, I think you guys already know what I'm going to say, but I'm going to go through it. So, humans made AI, a sentient AI, and this is what I don't understand. So let me get this straight. So humans make AI, and the first thing that we have it do is take over our military? Like, let me get this straight, okay? How many movies have to be made of AI turning against humans because the first thing they had it do was take over the military? Why would you give the AI that doesn't have morals and just looks at things as like, to save humans, we must end humans. Like, that's the first thing you gotta do. Why would you give it weapons? I don't understand that. Like, dude, okay. Also get into this. Like, real life, dude, why would you give the AI weapons when the first rule that we had to program into AI, even today, is we have to give it rules of it'll never end a human life? If that's rule 1 for the AI overlords, maybe don't give them maybe don't give them weapons. Maybe don't give them warheads. I think that's just a bad idea. But back to Terminator. So the AI that they put in control of all the nuclear bombs was named Skynet. That became fully sentient. And it just wiped out almost all the humans and then created Terminators, which were meant to be human exterminators, or human Terminators. That's the name. And they're so effective at it that the humans actually have to create time travel in order to go back in time to save themselves, and they send back Arnold Schwarzenegger Arnold Schwarzenegger is the Terminator that they send back to hunt the person that they sent back into. So, the gist of what I'm trying to tell you is that humanity was so cooked by the Terminators, they actually tried to reload from last checkpoint. Do I need to explain to you how difficult that is? Also, the Terminator movies are severely underrated in terms of some of them that were made. I would love to see a Terminator movie that is set during, like, the actual war between the Terminators and the humans again. I understand they already did it. It starred Kristen Bale. In terms of what they're bringing. So they have Terminators, they have basically AT-AT walkers, and then they have, basically robotic sharks that will kill anything that enters the water. Do I need to explain to you how... Brother, they even resorted to killing animals so we couldn't eat them. How petty is that? They might actually be the toughest apocalypse, dude. We would be astronomically cooked if Terminators came in, because we would have to we invented time travel in order not to deal with them. That's how cooked we were. And there we go. That is going to be my movie and TV show apocalypse. I understand a few of these didn't make the cut. Probably the most well-known one was The Road, but The Road is so depressing, I just didn't feel like rewatching the movie to put it on here. It really is just that sad, and I think this felt a little bit more lighthearted. Thank you, everybody who's been joining so far. We are about to get the 5,000 subscribers. You guys are making my dreams come true. It is absolutely wild to think about. I also had, like, that moment where I was thinking about how long it's been since 2020. I was also thinking to myself, brother, I used to make videos in my car on breaks at Walmart. And now I have, like, a hodgepodge set, and I make videos talking about how Terminator would clap us in on Apocalypse. We're moving up in the world, boys! Thank you, everybody who supports these videos. It means the absolute most to me. And I will see you all for the 4,000 subscriber special. Adios, guys. Have a blessed day.